Welcome to Milk Market Tidbit for the August class and component values that the USDA released yesterday. This is Dr. Lawrence Jones with Farm Institute, and I'm recording this on Friday, September the 6th. So I want everybody to remember that the class and component numbers all come out of the National Dairy Sales Report, which is a weekly report of what actually has been sold in the industry. And we had 5 of these for the August numbers. This is how they kind of stacked up. Came in 2066 for class 3, 2158 for class 4. And this is where the trade was throughout the month. Now, so again, some people believe that the trade is what actually sets the price, but that's not at all true. You can see back here in early part of August, the trade was clear down to 2018. So it was way off of then. And even on the last day, the trade was off by 4 cents low on class 3 and about 7 cents high on class 4. This is actually the data that comes out with the National Dairy Sales Report, and everything is weighted by the volume. One of the things to notice here is the volume of blocks is way down. That's normally about 12 million, and here we are 8.7 million. And I want to call out the brilliant people who are trying to do the federal milk marketing changes, because one of the things they want to do is get rid of barrels and say, let's get rid of these. And right now, if we had not had barrels in the pricing for August, class 3 would be $20.10. There would have been a 56-cent haircut on the industry by this brilliant decision to get rid of barrels. Now, why am I so cynical about that? Because barrels, now they're typically a little bit lower, but in times of high exports, they actually are higher. And times when there's heavy use of mozzarella, these barrel plants will change from barrels to mozzarella, and then barrels get to be in short supply. So they actually are very strong at times when there's exports and a few other things driving price up. All right, so here we go. The base class 1 has actually been known for a month, and it came up 20 cents. This next one is going to be 21.60, which is up even a little bit more. Class 3, as I said, was 20.66. It come up 87 cents. These are the future prices as of Wednesday. So again, they fell off a little bit today, so they may be a little lower than that, but that's what it was. If we look at this August contract, there's a couple things I always like to look at. One is, how did it change compared to 6 months ago? And it actually come up $2.41. And here's our graph of how different contracts have changed over time. So we had our big bear market, but then we're really coming out of that. And remember, this low was right when bird flu hit. So we were just about 6 months off of bird flu hitting. So again, we're way up there. We're very much in a bull market. When this starts coming back down into this kind of a red zone, that's when we'd say we're now out of that bull market. The other is how much noise is in this when this begins to kind of settle down. Now, I don't look at the glide path because that's always pretty tame, but this is our emotion index, and August was very high, almost one of the highest that we had. So there was just a lot of variability in bringing that contract to close. Fat prices dropped just a little. They're very strong at 356. Our high has been 371. And these are right now trending up to about 360, and then as usual they fall off at the first of the year. This is the graph of fat percentage. This came out in the egg prices, and there's been a real different movement of fat. We were coming up at a fairly good click, and then all of a sudden we just really started raising fat, and fat was very strong this last month at 407. That's the highest that we've had in July. Protein prices came up 23 cents to 218. We had a 230 back here. Protein has come off this terrible low that we had in the spring of 83 cents. And this seems to be following the cheese market pretty good. So it's going to come up, to 270. If cheese really takes off, this has a chance of coming up. But right now, 260, 270 seems to be where it's going to be in the next 2 months. Other solids came up 4 cents. That's a lot for other solids. That's almost 10%. This is our high for the year at 30 cents. and with whey prices going up, that the other solids are going to continue climbing here. Class 4 prices have been very much on a march up. We're at 21.58, up 27 cents, and that's our high for the year. Our low was back here at 19.09. And these look like they're going to continue up with the butter and non-fat dry milk prices. So we just kind of look at the futures for class 3 and class 4. A couple things become kind of obvious here. For the next 4 months, the spread between 3 and 4 is small enough that there will be basically no depooling. So we should expect in the markets that can depool that they probably won't. And then the other is we may have between 0 and a negative PPD during these months because these are right on top of each other. This also allows us to look at the 50-50 blend price for the rest of the year. So 2024 looks like it's going to be, $20.21. We'd said like $1.50 to $1.75, and here we are at $2.14. So we are 30-40 cents higher than we thought we would be, and this has the chance of even going up a little bit higher. So 2024 is looking like it should be a fairly good year relative to some of these previous ones. So this was the National Dairy Sales Report and the class components. We're actually in a few minutes going to get the dairy products report out, and I'll try to get a milk market tidbit pulled together for that.